Welcome back to AFTV, everyone. We thought we'd give you a little transfer update focusing on Jurrien Timber, because I know we're all sitting here waiting, refreshing our iPads. Declan Rice, what's happening? Have Man City bid? Have they not? By the way, lots of contradicting reports on that. We're not going to talk about it today. But there is another transfer that is moving ahead, as well as the Kai Havertz thing waiting to be announced. It's Jurrien Timber. Fabrizio Romano has been keeping us up to date, and we're going to keep you up to date with our thoughts and feelings on it all. Don't forget, there's an In Focus out already on Jurrien Timber, and there is a video, depending on when you're watching this. If you're watching this immediately, there's a video coming very shortly with experts, Ajax fans, who tell us all about Jurrien Timber. And I'm here with Fabrizio Romano to chat all transfers. What are your sources saying?
What about Timber?
Yeah.
They're not saying much about Timber. They've just been, my source has been really good on the Partey thing.
Yes.
So I did give that sort of news about Partey about a few days before it all broke, that he's looking to leave, and that Arsenal looking to keep him. Really, it was actually Thomas Partey who wants to leave. So just going back to the Declan Rice thing, it's really going to be interesting what happens with that if we don't get Rice, because then the midfield starts to look a little weaker than it did last season, because
I agree.
From what I understand, they were looking to keep Partey and bring in Declan Rice. So if they end up with neither of those, how can they let Xhaka go?
I'm completely with you on that.
So there's a lot of, that's maybe for another video. Maybe I'll discuss it more on Transfer Daily tomorrow morning, but that is a real factor. But the Jurrien Timber stuff, yeah, you know what? I'd like to see this transfer happen.
I'd love to see it happen.
I think he'd be a really, really good signing for Arsenal. I think he's a top player. And I think in light of what we've seen with the whole Declan Rice thing, and now Manchester City coming in, this is another one that has the potential for teams to come in late one. This is another one that if we dither around, teams will come for him. Bayern Munich very interested in Timber, although he's told Bayern Munich he wants to come to Arsenal. That's what we're being told. Manchester United, we know that they were very, very interested in Timber last season. He was their number one target at the start of the window, him and Frankie de Jong. He ended up staying, and then they switched to Lisandro Martinez. Remember that? And it ended up getting him off of us. So I feel that if Arsenal want to get this deal done, this is another deal that has to be completed pretty quickly, or other teams will come in.
And it does feel like it's moving in that direction, because David Ornstein dropped it out of nowhere. Interesting how none of the ITK said anything about Jurrien Timber, but the least said the better. Out of nowhere, David Ornstein, bam, Jurrien Timber, £30 million bid rejected, but confidence on all sides, something could be done. And we're all sitting there going, wow, from Lavia talks going on to Declan Rice. At the time we were very confident about that, maybe not as confident now. Kai Havertz moving along. You're thinking, wow, Arsenal trying to wrap up their whole transfer window in the first 2 weeks. But the thing with Jurrien Timber, see, we mentioned there about the midfield where Rice coming in, but do we still need Lavia? What does it mean for Xhaka? The defence I actually see as very settled, and I see Timber coming as like the final piece. Like that would be perfect. You've got White Tomiyasu, Saliba Timber, Gabriel Kivior, Zinchenko Tierney. And even if, say, Tierney goes, you can still play around with it in that, Tomiyasu can play left back and mix it up. So Holding's still there. There's other right backs coming through the academy. I think it's a must do.
Holding, I think, will go. And I saw some information on regarding that today, about Holding, that there's clubs like Brentford said to be one of the clubs that are interested in Rob Holding. So I fully expect
that'd be a very good move for him.
If Timber does happen, I do think Rob Holding will leave. But they've got to get the Timber thing done first.
I agree. So let's go through all the news. So on the breaking news live yesterday about Declan Rice and Man City's imminent bid, I read out what Fabrizio Romano said at that time. Let's just quickly rattle through it. It was that there's a full agreement on personal terms. He's accepted that he wants to join Arsenal, so that's all fine. And then he said negotiations will follow between Arsenal and Ajax in the next hours and days. New bid expected soon. He then came in about 11 hours ago, so this was probably the end of what day is it? Thursday. He was saying, transfer day. He was saying Arsenal will also push on Jurrien Timber deal in the next hours/days. Understand Timber considers Arsenal as excellent, attractive project for the future. That's good. More to follow in terms of negotiation. And then we found out this morning that Arsenal are actually preparing their second bid. I always wonder what preparing means, but we'll go into that in a sec. It will be submitted soon. Crucial step after you got the green light from the player. Arteta's approved Timber as a priority target for this window. Okay, look, I'll be honest, and love to Fabrizio Romano for, he keeps us updated. He's very much minute by minute. He likes to let us know what's going on all the time. I'm not sure we've got much out of those updates, if I'm really honest, other than what we kind of knew. Arsenal had a first bid rejected, but they want him, so they're going to go and make a second. I think what he's just letting us know is, look, we're creeping towards that moment. That bid is very much coming, and Timber does want to join Arsenal.
Yeah.
What are we looking at here in terms of a fee, do you think?
Well, listen, we bid £30 million, that was rejected. Ajax want 40 million. Mm-hmm. There's talk that, like you said, Fabrizio and others are saying that the second bid could be 40 million. Mm-hmm. I reckon it's somewhere around that, around 40 to 45 million. Mm-hmm. I don't think it will be more than that. But yeah, I think around the 40-ish mark.
That'd be a great price,
That would be a great price.
I rate him that highly.
Yeah, that'd be a good price for Ajax. Mm-hmm. That'd be a very good price. I think a decent price. Well, it is a lot of money for a defender, but I think it would be a decent price.
No,
because you're talking about. I think Timber will get a lot of minutes at Arsenal. Yes. I think we got to remember with the Saliba injury, that's a back injury, so even at the start of the season, they're going to have to take their time and bring Saliba back. Back injuries are notorious for reoccurring. Mm-hmm. So they're going to have to go softly to get him back to where he was, right? So I think Timber will get a lot of minutes, particularly at the start of the season, as a centre-back.
Yeah. That's you're right, because that's Saliba injury. There were rumours on social media that Saliba's very much expected to be back, especially for the tour. But I would say that it's very interesting how this signing is viewed. Look, no one Arteta signing is, you're coming in to be this. Every single player that he has signed has played, apart from Ramsdale, who'll only play in goal. White has played centre-back, right-back. Odegaard has played, whether it be in the 10, he's played in midfield 2 before. You've had Smith Rowe, who brought through, has played left, he's played 10, he's played false 9. So the big question around Timber is, yes, he played, I think, all 47 games for Ajax as a centre-back last season, not once as a right-back. When you look at how he plays for the Netherlands in the right of the back 3, and that's how Arsenal build up with White tucking in, he's like perfect. He's perfect for that system. Whether his ability and his quality proves to be perfect, we'll find out. But you're talking a profile you couldn't find better.
Yeah, Dutch international, like you said, Ajax mainstay, and considered, right across European football as a really, really top player. And as I said, you only have to see sometimes the type of clubs that are coming in for these players. Bayern Munich wanted Timber, or want Timber, still want Timber. It's just that he's given all the indications he wants to come to Arsenal. It's just a matter of now getting this deal done, right? We've really been rocked by the whole Rice thing. I think, all of a sudden, the fans who were sort of saying, well, we trust in what the transfer team are doing, and we trust them with Havertz, and we trust them. Now, all of a sudden, I feel that that's gone a bit. There's a lot of pressure on Edu and on Garlic and all these guys that do these transfers at Arteta to get these deals done. And
it's killed momentum for the Timber thing a little bit, because this is moving along, and we should be super excited about this player as well, as we were when the news came out. But it's just flattened it a little bit.
It's flattened it because it's like, well, yeah, if you get that, what about Rice? That was the main target.
We're being it's a bit like that, isn't it? If the Rice thing hadn't progressed as much, we'd be sitting there going, okay, Havertz, not sure about the signing, but they spent 65 million. Yeah. And Timber, wow, it's a good start to the window, at least in terms of showing ambition.
Yeah. I really, really feel that, this is, as I said, this is another deal where other clubs can come in for. We've got to understand now, we are dining at the top table. I saw yesterday that Arsenal, valued as the second most valuable club around now due to the players that we've got. Right. All of a sudden, we've got rid of the Deadwood. We've got a roster of really, really top players, and we're dining at the top table. We're back in the Champions League. We're trying to bring in top players. Every time you try to bring in those players, you're not the only one, you know what I mean, that seeing these players. It's not a Martinelli that you're bringing in out of the blue from Brazil that no one's really thought of, or the other clubs that are sniffing around, your Brentfords and clubs like that you can blow out of the water. You're up against Man City, you're up against Bayern, you're up against Man United, Chelsea, all these type of clubs when you're trying to sign these calibre of players. So you can't afford to dither around. Yeah. You've got to get the deal done. And the way I saw people losing it yesterday, even from a tweet from Edu's wife where, you know, they're having a beer, right, just goes to show you the pressure that they're under. So the Timber deal is something that we're going to have to get tied up very quickly if this is a deal that we are looking to do. So
I agree. And just quickly, some reports coming out that Eddie Nketiah, and I think it came from the Sun, they're saying that Eddie Nketiah supposedly isn't happy about the added competition with Havertz coming out.
Is that a speculative thing? Listen,
it's a good guess. I'm not saying it's a guess.
It sounds like a good guess to me.
It would be a good guess.
Listen, any player, if you've seen Kai Havertz coming through the door, you're going to be wondering, what does that do for my prospects?
I mean, Vieira could be thinking that.
Yeah. And then remember, we don't know what we're going to do with Balogun yet as well. So Eddie Nketiah must be sitting there at the moment thinking, what's my situation for next season? And again, this is a long transfer window. We're sorting out main targets at the moment, but I do think we are going to see some surprises in players that leave, or maybe are sent on loan and things like that. So I no doubt he's unsettled, but how unsettled is, we don't know. And then the other one I was looking at, going back to that midfield situation, I'm seeing us getting linked with Milinkovic-Savic as an alternative to Declan Rice. We've been linked with Barella as an alternative. Zubimendi's been spoken about. Even going back again for Caicedo. It's
Lavia still lurking.
Lavia, which I understand they wanted to get Rice and Lavia. So it's it's gonna be, it's hotting up, man. It's hotting up this transfer window. It really is. But the Rice thing is still a key thing. If that happens, if they're able to pull it off now, I spoke about my transfer day this morning. We're either going to look really, really good, because you know what, Rice chose Arsenal over City. Wow, right? Or if it goes the other way, it's like again another number one target missed out, and then that has a knock-on effect to these Timber deals and stuff like that. So,
I think you're spot on. And just to build on that very quickly, that, I said in that breaking news thing about Man City's bid for Rice, if Man City, big treble winners Man City and Pep Guardiola, who have just lost Gundogan, can come knocking on Rice's door and he says, actually Arsenal, then it's a stroke of genius what Edu and Arteta have done, not only in the work they've done leading up to it, but also in not just giving West Ham whatever they want, because they know that the player's having a part to play. But if they lose it, then it's like, what's the opposite to stroke of genius? It's a complete disaster. And that's where we're sort of...
Yeah, and there's parallels to this deal. I mean, it wasn't on the same level money-wise, but the parallel to this deal was last year with the Gabriel Jesus deal. In the Gabriel Jesus, Arsenal did all the work, did all the groundwork, just as they were about to, and this is well documented, just as they were about to get the deal done, Chelsea came in at the last minute, offered more money, and wanted to get the Jesus deal done. They wanted Jesus to come to Chelsea. But because of the groundwork that they had done, Jesus said, no, I'm still going to go to Arsenal.
Apparently 3 clubs tried to hijack it. Tottenham, I think, were one of them.
But the big one was Chelsea. And I remember at that time, right, Chelsea would have been considered a much better place to go to than Arsenal. We had no Champions League football. They had Champions League football.
Tuchel was still there.
Tuchel was
they
still
were spending money. There was everything.
Recently, the year before, won the Champions League. So they looked a much better proposition than Arsenal. But because of the groundwork, so I'm hoping it's a bit different this time, because this is Man City and groundwork or no groundwork, a team that's just won the treble, and more importantly has Pep Guardiola at their helm. you got problems.
Yeah.
So let's see how it pans out.
Let's see.
But the Timber one would be a great deal.
It would be fantastic. Well, we'll keep you updated with it all here on AFTV. So make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, and get that alert bell on so you know when we've uploaded, whether it be a video, whether it be a live stream. We will be keeping you updated with everything. Go check out Talking Transfers as well, where we talked about all these transfers in more detail with Curtis and Cecil as well.
Yeah. And I've got to say, the video I've seen where you're speaking to the Ajax fan, if you really want to get an insight into Jurrien Timber, always the best insights is when you hear from fans of the club what that player is playing for. And we've got a video coming out around about 6-7 tonight with James speaking to the guys, some fans from Ajax, and they give their verdict on Jurrien Timber. You really don't want to miss that. Very, very interesting. I appreciate that, Robbie. No, definitely go check that out. It was Juan who was joining us from We Talk Ajax. It was fantastic. Go, honestly, have a little watch of that video once it's out. All right. What do you think of the Timber deal? It's progressing, not done yet, but it is moving along. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you very soon. Hope you enjoyed this update. Yeah. I thought you were going to say, what do you think of Tottenham when you said, what do you think of Jurrien? Well, see you later. Would be a bad way to end a video, no? In a bit. Don't forget, on Saturday the 24th of June at the New River Sports Centre in London, North London, it's the big one. It's the Gunnar Claude Cup. It is AFTV All-Stars versus DR Sports All-Stars. AFTV All-Stars managed by myself and Troops. DR Sports All-Stars managed by genetically jacked, athletically stacked, half man, half amazing, modern day Max, 6 foot of chocolate, make you wonder like Stevie for the gal them. I'm telling you, blood, jeez, fam. I need a trophy, fam. Yeah? This ain't about Tottenham, blood. This is about Expressions oozing versus Arsenal, blood. Yeah? I'm telling you, fam, it's a North London derby, bruh. Jeez, fam. It's time for me to get a win. You know them way there? Nothing. Armpits, blood. Them man are going to see armpits, blood. Yeah. What do you mean? Won't be seeing your armpits. What are you talking about, Tottenham, yes, just like your club, you're getting dealt with on the day. Oh, is that right, blood? Yeah, that is right. Oh, yeah. Why? You got a big toe. You're not even playing, blood. That is right. You know them? All right, how about this, blood? How about me and you on penalties, yeah? You know penalty shootout. There, yeah? Me and you on penalties, yeah. Done. 50 quid, right, for the winner, we donated to the trust. To the charity, yeah? To the charity. Say no more, blood. And also, we can do a race after, blood. And another 50 quid. No, what are you backing out for, blood? Easy on the race thing, right? Right? So don't forget to come down, right? The doors are going to be opening around about 1 o'clock, right? The kickoff is around about 2:30. It's going to be big. Get down there on the day. Tickets are selling fast. Click the link and you can find out all the details of the ticket. All the money goes to the Gunnar Claude Trust, a really great charity in honour of the great man. The charity does things like sending kids to go and watch various different football games in the Premier League. You've got to get involved. So remember, Saturday the 24th of June, AFTV All-Stars managed by myself and Troops versus DR Sports All-Stars managed by Expressions and KG. They're going to get turned over. It's time to go! My guy, I'm telling you, RIP, my G, gang business. Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.